guys. Okay, so this is going to be a messages from Spirit about your path forward. So whatever comes out, comes out. I have no idea what these will be about, but we're going to start with these amazing oracle cards I'm really excited about. These are called the Terra QI. They're from Marina, who donated a whole bunch of stuff to the channel here recently, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited about these. They're just gorgeous. So we're going to start here with pile 1. Now, this goddess is called, her name is, I hope I don't make these wrong, Nekhbet. And underneath there it says nourishment. Now she is actually she was the protector of the Upper Egypt and especially its rulers. So she was a protector. And it says, feed your soul, explore what makes you feel inspired. So this will be pile 1. Isn't she gorgeous? And then this here is the guided hand tarot that we're going to use for that one. Okay. And then pile 2 here, this is Kali. And underneath it says transformation. Now she is actually the goddess of death, time, and doomsday. So it's given me the death card vibes here. And it says at the bottom, nothing stays the same. Allow new light to shine on old darkness. So this will be pile 2. And then here, we are going to use the influence of the angels for that one. And then pile 3, we have Mazu, who is the goddess of the sea, the protector of the sea, patron of the sea. And then we have it says integrity here. The bottom says, remember what you stand for, especially when no one is looking. Aren't these gorgeous? They're so pretty. I don't think the camera even does them justice. And then for this one, for pile 3, we're going to use the Tarot of the Divine. Okay, so there'll be a little meditation that we'll go into after this intro. And if you want to, you can sit on that for a second. Just take a deep breath. Focus on which pile you're most drawn to. There could be more than one messages here. These are always interesting. I love these readings. They never get very many views because, well, there's just not a lot of people that look into tarot for self-care as much as wanting to know about love or about their person. But, you know, tarot is actually made for that. It's made for self-care, self-reflection. And I like to do these readings. They always come across as very synchronistic. So, all right, guys, this is it. So there'll be timestamps down below, and I will see you at your pile. Okay, pile 1. So if you chose Nekhbet, nurturement here with feed your soul, explore what makes you feel inspired. So she is the goddess that is the protector of all of Egypt's rulers. So I feel as if this may be pertaining to what it is that you really need or want to do for yourself, and being maybe a little bit unclear about what exactly that is or how to do that. You want to find something here, I feel, that is something that really feeds your soul, that drives you, that gets you out of a place that maybe you currently are in. You may be also feeling like you just feel inspired. You feel like a drive to want to move in a direction. You know, your tank is full there. You're just sitting there at that stop sign, not knowing which path to take moving forward. And I think that they're going to direct you here in this reading about what exactly it is that makes you feel inspired, and how to yeah, go in the path forward towards what that is, how to understand what that is, and how to make that kind of happen for yourself. So feed your soul. I think that you have this desire, part of this drive that's inside of you is that you really want to nurture yourself. You really want to take care of yourself and do something that is going to make your soul just feel good, you know? That feeling of feeling really good about where you are and who you are and how things are going. It's like you're desiring that. You want that feeling. Okay. So we're going to use a 7-card spread. And the first thing that we're going to get into here is what are you feeling right now? Okay? For pile 1, Spirit. What are they feeling right now? I also feel like there's this heavy sense of wanting to do what's best for you, wanting to do the thing that you know is the best thing for you. This heavy energy of wanting to protect yourself. Possibly for those of you who have family, wanting to protect your family, wanting to nurture and protect yourself and your family, the things that are important to you here. Could also be for some of you just wanting to protect what it is that you want to do. And there may be some resistance outside of you that's affecting that. Okay. So how is pile 1, what are they feeling right now about this? What is pile 1 feeling right now about this? So you have a 2 of Cups in reverse. So you feel disconnected. There's a feeling of feeling like you feel disconnected, or there's a lack of trust in things around you. It has to do with your mindset being focused on things that are outside of you, maybe possibly out of your control in some kind of way, that's keeping you stuck or keeping you from being able to move forward. And I feel like for some of you, you may feel a little bit isolated. You may feel as if you things are going, but they're not fulfilling. It's this, it's like you get kind of bored with your everyday and you desire to have that, you know, little bit of flavor in your life, you know, that feeling of really wanting to do what your soul is calling. You know, there's this craving that you may have. Some of you may be coming off of a disconnection or relationship, or you're just kind of thinking that it's time to move forward past whatever, you know, past that relationship or experience. It's time to move on from that. For some of you, this is the first time you're being independent. You know, you're detaching from codependency and you're only relying on yourself here. And you want to make sure it's something that's going to make you feel good. So let's see why am I feeling this so strong? Why are you feeling this so strong? Pile 1. Why are you feeling this so strong? So why are you feeling this so strong? Wow. 2-2 here. I almost said 3 though, because this card always throws me off because it reminds me of the 3 of Cups. You have 3 people standing here, but it's the 2 of Wands. So again, that outside influence, maybe there's things that are restricting you from being able to move forward. You know, and what we're looking at is one of the reasons why this is so strong. I think one of the resistance that you're holding on to is fear. I think that there's a resistance where you are afraid of making the wrong choice. You're afraid of moving in a direction that ends up being not the right direction. Or maybe you've already made this decision and you're sitting in this place where you're rethinking things. Fear sometimes doesn't step in until, well, I do feel like there is a sense of fear that always steps in after you already take that leap. Because it kind of sinks in about, okay, now now you're off, you know, and now you're doing the thing. It's kind of like when you get in that roller coaster, you make that decision you're going to ride it, and then you actually get in it, and it starts going tick, 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 you know, up, in that feeling in your stomach, all that fear starts settling in. So that might be that feeling here for some of you. This for some of you could be that there may be other people around you where whatever decision that you do make, it's going to affect those other people in some kind of heavy way. And that has maybe been something that's been a burden or been keeping you from an inability to be able to choose and move forward. Like what will happen with, you know, those individuals. This could also look in the way of other people and what they would think. What would happen? I mean, what would other people think if I chose that? You know, there's a lot of factors that go into that. But this is why it's so strong, is because you are in this period of planning right now. The reason that you're feeling so strongly is because the energy is pushing you to align with yourself here, to align with this feeling here. It's your soul saying, let's fix this feeling. We don't like the way this feels. And then it's pushing you outside of your comfort zone, making you almost need to make a choice to make that change for yourself. It goes into this nurturing yourself, knowing to do what's best for you here. Okay, so how can I release this feeling? So how can I release this feeling, Spirit? Why am I feeling this way? So much so that I need to make this move, and how can I release it? How can I release it? Pile 1. Spirit, how can pile 1 release this feeling? The world, move. For some of you, this may have to be an actual move. That's pretty strong. But, you know, Spirit's saying that you need to pick a direction here, pick something, and plan for it. Some of you are lacking the actual plan, but sometimes our minds can play tricks on us. And sometimes we can be like planning for something and keep telling ourselves that, no, it's not the right time. No, we can't do that just yet because we have to wait for this. Oh, let's wait till then. That would be the perfect time to kind of procrastinate and put this off. And there's a sense of smarts, obviously, that goes into that. You need to be logic there. But actually setting the plan, the date, the time, and doing it, you know, and not putting it off for any other reason. And again, those outside influences could be a big factor in this for some of you, outside people that are having an effect more on that than what is important for you here. So definitely this could be a move here for some of you. This could be also closing out. It's just closing out a chapter. You know, especially if this has to do with leaving a relationship. What would other people say? What would they talk about? All the things, you know, that other people like to gossip about. How am I going to deal with all those kinds of things? Again, this is anxiety. This is fear. It's playing a significant role in what decision that you're making for yourself moving forward. They're asking you to open up to this being a learning experience here for some of you. You know, and knowing the fact that everything in life is a learning experience. That's why we call it living. We have no idea if our plans are going to make it to where we want, the goal that we want, what we feel inspired to do. But the point is our minds can have it all figured out, right? That's what we're going to have. That's what's going to happen to us. This is the route that I'm going to take. But you have no idea what things are going to lie within that route that you take, no matter how perfect you plan for that. You know, so the procrastination, and I feel like for some of you, is strictly within yourself, being afraid of taking that leap. Okay. I also feel like for some of you, may be very fixated on the comfortability of where you are with the world. Like you have everything that you need, or you've been in this certain place. Do you really want to start over? Do you really want to change everything? You know, you're thinking about more so the burden or the pressure of everything. And it's pushing against, again, that's that resistance against this this feeling that your soul is feeling here, that you feel this inspiration to do this, right? For some of you, this could even be changing the way that you believe in something, or, you know, the significant part of it is changing the way that you believe in yourself. And stepping up and doing what you know is best for you, and believing that you can and you're capable, and the decision that you make, the reason you feel it, and you've made it up in your head that this is would be good, or you're heading in that direction, is because you know it would, and it's best for you. But you have to be able to believe in yourself, knowing yourself and what's best for you first. And there's all kinds of things in this world that can get in the way of that. And that's kind of the point of living, you know, and who you're living for. But I feel like, as far as who you're living for, to start with yourself. You know, we all are all in places where if we would listen to our own intuition, and it's so hard because there's just so many things, right, that we have to adapt to and deal with and go through as a collective. Like, there's just so many things that we have to navigate through. But if you could come back to your own truth, your compass, your internal compass, if you can come back to that and allow that to guide you, then you wouldn't struggle as much with all these outside things. Sometimes when we're making a decision, a heavy decision about something, we always have to come back to self and reflect on yourself and what you need to do to nurture yourself here, to protect yourself. Okay. It's like that she's holding, you know, her heart in her stomach, and it's like that following your heart's compass there, and then that gut feeling that you have, you know? Okay, well, we're not doing that. Let's go on. We're not doing all that. Okay, so let's take a look now at what is the feeling transforming into? What is the feeling transforming into? Justice in reverse. So for some of you, you may start to feel resentment for where you are. Like, you know, nothing goes my way. Let me tell you something. If you are going on a path and you keep hitting resistance, hitting walls, hitting this, it's because you're not aligned with where you are. And I think that you know it. I think that you know that where you are is not where you want to be. And because of that, and that knowing, that gut feeling, that knowing, you're being met with more and more and more resistance. When you procrastinate, you put things off. Well, we'll do it when this happens, or we'll do it when that happens. You are literally blocking yourself. You're blocking yourself. And what they're saying here is what happens is when you start to say to yourself, man, I always have bad luck. You know, I always have bad luck. Nothing ever goes my way. Why can't I just get away from this? Man, I was going to do it then, and then that happened, you know, or, you know, all these kind of things. You keep being met with this resistance. You have to really pay attention to, if that's my resistance, am I blocking myself here in this? Why am I not doing that? You know? And then compare it to those outside influences. And if those are practical, if there's a way around it, you know, you have to be able to recognize one from the other. Because if you can say outside things are blocking you all day long, but if you're blocking yourself, that could last endless. And then we sit in a place where we start to develop these not good feelings. Not good feelings. You see, let's just say that the devil was fear. And fear is creating, you know, fear loves anxiety. They love stress. You know, they love resentment. Fear loves all that stuff. Because if you're in a place like that, then you're letting everything else kind of eat away at you, get the best of you. It starts to make you become bitter. The more bitter you are, the less light you carry, the less high vibrational energies you carry. And that's not what fear wants, you know? And this is part of this. This is what it's transforming into. This right here, not making a move here to make a change and pick a direction here. And this, I feel like for some of you, it may have to do with your foundation, some way, shape, or form of where you are, this comfort zone that you're in. And then making that decision here, moving forward, so that you're not carrying this unfairness as this heavy burden on your back. And it doesn't matter, you know, it's like this. It does actually matter, everything that you've experienced up until this point. You know, it does matter, everything that you've experienced, but it shouldn't make such a pivotal point on what decisions you make in this present moment. So if you're carrying things, maybe mistakes of the past, so you're sitting in a place to where you're overthinking making a decision, taking that road, because you've made those mistakes and you don't want to do that again. You know, it's just when you're sitting in a place where you keep kind of going through all that kind of stuff over and over and over, you know, in your head. You're not making that change. You're not stepping outside your comfort zone. And that foundation could be actually even cracking. You know, like I just talked about with the resentment and the unfairness there. It could be actually even just going away with itself. And you're just sitting there going, it's going to be all right. The house is going to be fine. Well, it will stand, you know. And the foundation's cracking away, knowing that you need to make some decisions here. For some of you, this may be smaller decisions up to being able to nurture yourself here, to focus on yourself and maybe not so much other people around you, knowing that you need that time for yourself as well to take care of yourself. Otherwise, you're not going to be any good to anyone else, right? Okay. So how can you rise above this? How can you rise above this? How can they rise above this? 4 Pentacles in reverse. You have to break down your barrier here, okay? This is about freedom, letting go, not being so closed off within yourself that you're not able to open up that door and just go. Releasing this, and it's funny, we just talked about foundation. You have 2, 2 here, you have 4 here. It's releasing this foundation from where you are and stepping outside of the comfort zone. He's holding these pentacles so tight because it's what he's worked so hard for. Yay, I have my pentacles now. Yes. I don't want to go on to the next stage. What if I lose them? You know, I'm comfortable right here where I'm at. And this is saying, how can you overcome this? And it's saying, let go. Let go. It's saying release. That is about nurturing yourself. When you release something, could be a relationship. When you are releasing something, you're doing it for yourself. That is self-care at its finest. When there is something that's there that is causing you anything other than happiness and joy, you have to know that that's something that you need to release or let go of. If you've put in every bit of your effort here to try to make something work and it's not working, then you have to shift or make a change in order to get to that point to make it work. You wouldn't keep trying, okay? You wouldn't keep trying the same exact PIN code over and over and over if you know it's not going to work. You would try something else. You would do something else. And that's what they're saying here. So some of you, this is heaviness about stepping out of your comfort zone. And it's funny too, because he's got this huge smile on his face and he's looking over here. And it's like, you know what would just be so great for me? You know, it's this daydreamy kind of energy. But they're saying that if you release that as being this daydream and make it a reality for yourself, then you will feel freedom. You will feel free from this justice in reverse, feeling unfairness. Okay. Okay, guys. So let's see what the what does your new beginning look like? If you reached this point to where you could release where you are, what would your new beginning look like here? What would Paul 1's new beginning look like? Wow. 3 cups. You will be able to have everything you need right there. The 3 of Cups is, you know, for some of you, this is representing friendship or close connections, a supportive group, people around you, people that you can connect with, people that lift you up. Okay, this is this energy for some of you. So definitely, if this has to do with the move, then your new beginning would be a new experience, new people around you, or just being able to have that closeness, especially if there's something to do with the relationship here for some of you that you know has been overdone for a long time, that's not working and really causing you some stress here. Really just, you know, pushing you down. Then this is about your support group stepping in and being supportive for you, and the feeling that you feel like you won't have someone like that person that you have been so familiar with, so connected with, that's always been there. You know, sometimes that can keep us really stuck in a relationship, is the familiarity of it, not wanting to step outside of your comfort zone within that. But knowing that when you do, they're saying your new beginning, you will have people around you, people that care about you, people to support you. You will have this 3 of Cups here. And this is a card of celebration. You know, this is about celebrating. So you will have something to celebrate here in this new beginning. I think that's what some of you may be afraid of, is other people not being there for you. You know, we're humans. It's the human race. And we are all in need of connection. Connection. We all need each other in some way, shape, or form in this world. Even if they're a stranger, there could be something. Think of it when you wake up in the morning. You know, even if it's just someone that you connect with at work, or someone that is just around you, helping you with your commute every day. You know, we need each other. We should be working together. And part of the reason that we are where we are is because we don't. And, you know, it's for the greater good. And if you're aligning with yourself, if you are making decisions to nurture yourself moving forward, and you are aligning with that energy of what your soul's calling you to do, that feeling inside that's pulling you, then you will align with the people that are around you. You will find your tribe. You will connect. You know, and it's different for everybody about how soon that will happen, because it depends on how open you are to that and how guarded you are and why. Stepping outside of your comfort zone. Because I don't feel like when you step outside of your comfort zone, I know there are some people that jump right on out there. And then there's some people that hesitate or move at a slower rate, depending on how much you've been through, what you've experienced, and where you're coming from. And if you're definitely leaving someone behind, or there's people that are keeping you in a place where you feel like you have to stay where you are, it's saying that you will find, possibly for some of you, a new tribe. People that connect with you, that are there for you. And this is I mean, I said this looked like the Three of Cups to me, and here it is. Because this is part of, I think, what you desire, you know, is maybe even this is just like people, you know, that you can connect with, that connect with you, that you understand one another, you know, needing that and wanting that. And I said that earlier, maybe you're just in a place perhaps where you lack excitement, you know, it's just been long overdue, you know, and here it is right here in this new beginning, but you have to step outside of your comfort zone. Okay, so let's see what what have you learned from this, in this new beginning? What will you have learned? This freedom that you make, what will you have learned here? The Knight of Cups. It's about putting your heart into something. You're learning about what it is that you want, that you enjoy, that drives you. And you may be someone here that has been feeling like you need to be the protector of other people around you and be strong for them and be in a place where you're taking on everyone's burdens and you're, you know, this person. But again, that's what this leads to. It's not balanced. It's not fair. That's not just, you know. And I know that's really hard to say because we do get this impression here at times that we need to be selfless, right? But if you don't focus on your own needs, there's no way that you can help everyone around you. And if you do help them, what if you turn into a huge jerk, you know, because you're holding on to these resentments? You'll start to resent people around you, even if it's in your subconscious, which will put you in a crabby mood. And you don't want to be that way, do you? You know, it's that kind of thing here. And this Knight of Cups is such a playful, fun, loving, inspiring kind of energy. You know, this is this feeling that you're yearning for. Exploring here what it is that makes you feel inspired. What drives you? You know, not just love and relationships. And for some of you, that may be what it is. That may be discovering, you know, what you would want in a relationship, what you deserve in a relationship. And you don't know what you deserve until you know what you want, you know? It's that kind of thing that's here. This is a lesson. This is the lesson. I want to see one more behind this Knight of Cups, please. He's literally on his little scooter there as well. So it's like for some of you, it may take some time to really kind of figure this out, but you have to take that action to explore that. This is about exploring your heart's drive, you know, exploring what direction your compass is trying to desperately lead you in, you know. This Knight of Cups, please, for their lesson that they've learned. And this may be a heavy lesson on love for some of you, falling into a more fantasy than reality when it comes to love and relationships, you know, and the difference in those and what's best for you here with nurturement as well. You have an Eight of Swords here. Getting in your own head. What lesson are you learning? The Eight of Swords is about someone that has trapped themselves mentally. And this is this whole entire reading for you guys down here. Look at that. Bottom of the deck is the Ace of Pentacles. Brand new beginning. A brand new opportunity to have something grounded. You know, this Four of Pentacles is all great, but he's not looking at them. He's actually getting more comfortable with that. He's actually, like I said, looking over here, smiling so much. There's this significant interest in this daydreaming energy of this. But, you know, she's blinded here. She's trapped up because she's keeping herself stuck. Okay. So the Ace of Pentacles, brand new beginning. Queen of Swords is underneath that, which is that blocked energy. So being honest with yourself. You've sat in this energy, the Hermit, Virgo energy here. You've sat in this energy long enough. We also have, I think Libra I said, but this is Libra here as well for me. It's like you've sat in this long enough, this desire, this wish, what it is that you want. You've really, really, really had that introspection about this. You're just not taking that action here. This could have to do with communication as well. Like that might be a difficult thing to communicate this new beginning or what it is that you desire here to someone else. Not feeling like you have the full spectrum of the truth of what it is that you want here could be holding you back. But this is, you know, your blockage here, whether it's someone else or yourself. And it could be both. You know, in this card too, there's a spider, a snake, you know, and I was talking about all these influences, outside influence, but she still has her grasp on that pentacle there, regardless of all that stuff that's there. And that might be part of it here, is no matter what others say, or no matter if someone's upset, you have to do this here, what is best for you. No matter how it transforms others or things. And then you have this, so you see, people like to keep us stuck in their comfort zone as well. Keep that in mind. People will like to keep you stuck in their comfort zone. If you start to change, if you start to evolve, if you start to move on, close a chapter in your life, it makes other people feel uncomfortable because it could be, if you're close enough, it disrupting their foundation as well in some way. And it might be what that person needs. They might need a change just as much as you, and you might be the catalyst of that, not knowing that that's what Spirit is one of the reasons behind them pulling you. You know, everything's like a domino effect. You know, like you'll see those movies where they go back in time and they're like, don't mess up anything, because it can be like a domino effect. And that whole movie, especially like Back to the Future, you know, he's trying to make everything happen exactly like it did, because it can just change all kinds of stuff. You doing this, but instead of thinking about it and that person having to go experience something that they don't want or whatever, think of it as, what if Spirit sent you to be their catalyst for change? Because they're having a struggle doing it themselves. That is called Tower Moment, by the way. And what if you're part of that for them? And because you're denying yourself of what you're feeling, you're also denying them in a way. Because I'm a believer that Spirit uses us as angels for others, whether that's good or not good. Even if it's just that person in front of you that's irritating the hell out of you driving because they're just going super slow and you're in a hurry, you know, and it's that person that you're, you know, cussing out in the car or just getting all upset over, and you know, beyond knowns to you, there has been a horrific accident, you know, and in front of you in some way. But because this person caused you to slow down, you weren't part of that, you know, and even though you were so irritated with them, it's things like that, you know, and that's what they mean by staying in the flow. It's just being like, okay, well, I guess this is what we're doing this morning. I guess this is the way it's going to go. I'm alive and well, so that's, I guess, what I'm going to ask for at this point, but not getting so upset or so, you know, it's not going to change things the matter you get with that car. He's not going to go any faster, apparently, you know, so what's the point? So I'm going to get one of these. Can y'all tell that's happened to me? So my spirit animal is literally a sloth. My kids think that is hilarious, but it's true. I'm very slow. I have a son just like me. And so I'm learning about how slow I really am. And y'all know my readings are long. And yes, that has happened to me. So what I do is I'm too slow, and I've gotten way better now than I used to be. but usually I'm too slow and then I'm in a hurry at the end, you know. So yes, I've had that happen to me. And really it was my fault to begin with. So these flipped right over. And I thought this would be fun to use because it's the, what's the name of it? The Sacred Traveler Oracles, and we're talking about the path forward. So this is focused on the path forward. Faraway places, get ready for new horizons. And this is exactly this here, you know. This new horizon that's right there in front of you. They're saying it may be a far off place. It may be very different from where you are, but it's what your soul's looking for. It's that excitement. It's that inspiration. This will drive you to doing other things, aligning with other things. And then you're going to feel way different and a whole lot better than where you are now. You also have regeneration, rejuvenation, rejuvenation reign. Clear the past and heal the present. Yep. In this process of you doing this, it will help you to let go of past energy. It will help you to let go of your past so that you can heal in this present moment. This will be healing for you. You know, in the rejuvenation rain, it's like the rain cleanses everything, you know? And sorry if y'all could hear that. I don't know what my son's doing in there. View from above, get the big picture. So maintain a sense of that bigger picture that you have, that dream that you're trying to turn into that reality. It being here and being so beneficial for you and you understanding that. Okay, so I'm going to read the card that y'all chose here from the book. I've been doing that lately. And I realized, you know, the artist here, and they do a lot of, they give a lot of insight here with this, and it usually fits with the reading so well. So why not read it? I think I just passed it. Yes, I did. Dang it. There it is. Okay, Nekhbet. Nurturement. Feed your soul, explore what makes you feel inspired. Your soul has come here on a mission to learn, to experience. Begin to feel into what your soul is craving and asking you for in order to feel whole and in unison with your higher self. Feed your soul with creativity. Feed your soul with the tribe on this journey with you who spark unflattering joy. That's what we talked about. Feed your soul with the Earth Mother in her enrichment, nourishing landscapes. So for some of you, this has to do with moving location or, you know, upheaval in some way. Feed your soul to renew your lusts for life and view the inspiration bled into every waking day. Yeah. Oh man, guys, this, where you're headed here, you know, if you can get past this Eight of Swords, you will be able to feel so much better. So much better from where you are. Can you imagine waking up every day and feeling inspired? You know, every day waking up and feeling inspired. It's like, well, it's kind of the way I felt about my house. Because when I first moved in here, it's for a while, and even still now, you know, like today I'm going to put up Halloween decorations, which I know it's just September, but you got to know we love the Halloween decorations. We had the H just do a little spin in the bowl by itself. That was awfully weird. Did y'all see that? Do you not feel like that was weird? That was kind of weird. Okay. And when I, you know, every day I get up and I'm like, oh, there's something new. I can do something new here. I can do this. I can do that. And it just felt really good. It just felt really good. It was like that lust for life, like it said. So you landed on 6 here, which is about finding balance. There's balance in everything, right? Finding balance in the change. Something that you'll learn as you get there. You know, you'll start to figure out the flow of this new experience that you're going to have. You have a new moon, so something could be relevant around the new moon, which I think when I'm filming this, it's a timeless reading, but it's, I think that would be on Thursday, the new moon. And then you have the bee, which is about that nourishment and also abundance, and prosperity and that lust for life, right? You have O-T, I just heard time to go in my head, and L. We have C-H-F-N and I. Fit. For some of you, this may be a health journey, or a fitness journey. You have, I heard cultivate in my head. We have NFT down here. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Maybe that's what some of you are working on. What else? I know there's more here. I'm just not seeing it so much. All right, guys. I guess I'm going to leave you here. I just heard feel your heart's desire. Because it looked like feel if you had another L. And then I went straight to the H. Feel your heart's desire. Loft is here. Maybe that's what some of you are wanting. Okay. So I'm going to hold this up so y'all can see. Maybe there's something that you are seeing that I'm not. And if I sat on this longer, I probably would, but then we'd be here forever. So here you go. Thanks, guys, so much for being here. I hope this helps. Good luck to you guys. Sending you some love and light. And thanks for being here. Thanks for all your love and support. And I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey, pal 2. So if you chose the Tally transformation card here, it says nothing stays the same, allows new light to shine on old darkness. Allow new light to shine on old darkness. Now she is the goddess of death, time, and the doomsday, which I thought was interesting. That's what came up. This is giving me heavy Scorpio energy here with the transformation and death, of course. You may be sitting in a position where you feel like there's this feeling of you letting go of something, of course with transformation and death, but it's like having a certain amount of time, spending a certain amount of time on something and knowing when it's time to let go of that. This could be a dream that you've had. This could be a something that you've at some point felt inspired to do, and it's not coming together, and you don't quite understand why that is. You may be doing everything exactly right, and it's still not working for you. This could also indicate that it could just take some time for this to transpire, you know, for this to transform. But for some of you, I feel like this is indicating that you need to change the direction that you're taking with whatever this is, because it does say allow new light to shine on old darkness. So for some of you, it could be that there's something here from what you were doing before this that you felt really good about, that they're saying maybe you should revisit that. For some of you, I feel like maybe you ventured off into something else, something, you may do this a lot. You may get bored in areas easily. You know, I have Sag rising, so I totally get that. Sometimes I don't finish what I start and I'm on to the next part of it and I haven't even finished the first part of it yet. So I am that type. I do get into places where I get bored and I have to have my, I have to feel adventure. I have to feel excitement. And sometimes that can get you in trouble, just so you know. But But this is about allowing light to shine onto something here for some of you that you once loved doing, or once really made you feel really good. That's something, if that's you, not for everybody, but if that's you and you're thinking about something like that, you've been thinking about it for a while, it keeps coming up, this may be something that you need to take a closer look at, because you may go back to something and realize that, oh yeah, it's like when you do something when you're a kid and you loved it, right? You loved it so much. And then you become an adult and you forget about that thing. You forgot about it. You don't even remember what that was like. But you remember you loved it. You just don't remember what it was like. And then you do that thing again and you're like, oh my gosh, I know why I love this so much now. It's like that feeling comes all back around. I think for some of you this might happen here, and this could have to do with something that you are talented with, that at some point really moved you in a direction, right? Okay. And it may be hard to step away from where you are, because you may have worked really hard to get to where you are. It's just not something that you feel very passionate about. You feel like, you know, and why don't you? And if is that something that you want to do just because it's, for some of you, this might have to do with finances, like doing something just because you know it's bringing in the income, but it's not really what you want. And you're afraid you're going to get stuck in that. And then before you know it, you know, your life is just more and more farther away. Okay, so these are some worries and fears that I'm saying here that you may be having. So this is the influence of the Angels Tarot, and I'm not sure if I said that or not. I think I got right into it. So we're going to do a 7-card spread here, and we're going to start with what you're feeling right now. What are you feeling right now, pile 2? Okay, well, that came right out. You have a 3 of Swords in the reverse. So this can represent, oops. This can represent, she's holding her heart in her hand. This is this feeling of breaking your own heart. You may be getting over something here where you felt like you broke your own heart with something. It could be that you've just gone through this process of healing, and you know that it's time to forgive yourself, perhaps, for maybe making certain choices or keeping yourself. It's like, let's just say you lived with someone and you saw this person get up every day and do the same thing every day, and you know how unhappy it made them. You know, me, I don't know if this is for everybody, but knowing me, I would, if I lived with you, you know, I would try to inspire you, try to get you to see the light side of things, or try to inspire you how possibilities, maybe plant a seed or make you see something. You know, sometimes I can say something to somebody and it doesn't mean a whole lot to me or make sense to me, even if it's something I don't know anything about, but something about what I said has jump-started an idea, you know, in some kind of way of thinking of it differently, or choosing something else, or thinking of a way that you could accomplish something here, or do something. And this is like, let's just say that you lived with someone that didn't do that, okay? You lived with someone that would just tell you, well, it's going to be just a sucky day again. You know, somebody like that. Let's just say that person could be yourself. Let's just say that's you that does that to that person every day. Because you could be telling yourself that every day. That even if you're not saying it out loud, and even if you're trying to stay positive, in your mind, you still feel it. And by feeling it, it's going down into your heart space, right? And it's breaking your heart. And this, I think, you have this feeling that you've went through with possibly how you're understanding how some situations, maybe even some self-sabotage went into it, of how you've broken your own heart. You know, you didn't listen to your intuition or your gut feeling, or, you know, whatever it was, but you've sat in this place and you've healed here, is what it's saying. You're in this process of forgiving yourself and healing. Yeah. I think there's a lot more to that for some of you. For some of you, you may have just went through a long healing cycle where you may have gotten your heart broken here, or you could have broken your own heart, like I said, for some of you. And you've been healing. And this is about, you're in a place to where you're trying to forgive, you know, forgive yourself, forgive others. And you're just wanting to just now let that go and just release it and just move forward. You're in that place, okay? So now let's see why you're feeling this so strong. And for some of you, this may have to do with forgiveness, forgiving someone. Or this may have to do with healing, wanting to heal a situation. So why are you feeling this feeling so strong? You know, you could be feeling this urge to want to or need to shine some light on the old darkness here, to bring things out into the open, to heal things, knowing that nothing stays the same, right? Or should. Everything's changing, but wanting to transform something. There could have been a lot of time that's gone by. She is the goddess of time. It may have been a long time since the ending of something here, perhaps. So why are you feeling this feeling so strong? Okay, so we have the Magician here. That's Gemini and Virgo energy. Because you're in this period of manifestation right now. This is why you're feeling this so strong. So you've had this understanding, or that there's this need to change something, to transform something. Or it's just not going, you know, it's not coming together. Nothing's changing here, you know, and you have this desire here to put things into the works, to make it happen here for yourself. You know, the Magician uses all the tools that he has to make things happen. And you may have already took some sort of leap, or at least a leap into deciding this for yourself, like, I know that I need to change here, or I know that I need to change things, or I know I need to transform this. I know, you know, I know what I need to do. It's doing it. That's the thing. So for some of you, this might have to do with now taking everything that you've learned and that you know, and the understanding that you now have, so that you can make something happen here for yourself. This is why you're feeling it so strong. It's because your inner energy of being able to manifest this, whatever this is. So implementing a plan is heavy here, you know. Okay. Whoop, okay. I don't know where that came from. I guess I missed something. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so maybe you're procrastinating this. For some of you, this could be an apology. I can't help but see that because you have that Three of Swords. You could have been sitting in a place where you've been waiting for an apology, and now it's time to move on from that. You could have been sitting in a place to where you've needed to apologize. But there's procrastination here. And until you kind of figure out what it is, even if that's not your story here, until you kind of figure out exactly what it is that you want to build, you're not going to be able to manifest that. It's going to come in a scattered energy, right? They're wanting you to use this power that you're in at this time to figure out really what it is that you want, what it is that really drives you, knowing that nothing stays the same. It's almost this feeling of, though, nothing's going to change until you do. That Page of Pentacles is a learner, and he's wanting to learn. He's wanting to be educated. For some of you, this may have to do with literally manifestation, like you want to learn about manifestation, or you want to know how to do that so that you can have the significant change here in your life. But it has to have the feeling. You have to be able to really feel what that looks like, what it is that you want. And you don't know what that is until you explore it. Okay. So there's some procrastination that's here. It's building up, and that's why you're feeling it so strong, because it's the pivotal time right now to take what it is that you've learned from this experience and where you are and actually doing something with it. For some of you, you could have been trying to manifest some kind of message, and that hasn't happened. Okay, so let's move on here. Well, okay, hold on. Let's slow down for a minute. So how can you release this feeling, pile 2? How can they release this feeling? Look at that, another page. For some of you, this is sending a message. I'm sorry, I cannot help but see it like that. For some of you, this is sending a message here of forgiveness, or this is reconciliation, you know. Yeah. And for some of you, this is you've been waiting for this, and it has not happened. And this is an energy heavy of you moving on. So how can you release this feeling? Well, you have a Page of Wands in the reverse. And this is, you know, it's a blockage because it's in reverse. This is their other blockage here. You may tell yourself over and over too, like, how can I make this work? How can I do this? What am I going to say? What am I going to give? What am I going to, you know, communicate? How am I going to feel? How will this inspire me? All these kind of feelings that are here. And this is about you wanting all these things, you asking yourself of all these things, but you're not taking any kind of action to figure it out. And for some of you, this is letting go of something. For some of you, this is now you've healed past whatever this was, this pain. You've found peace as much as what you can at this time. And you know that it's time to let go. You're not going to get that apology. You know, you're not going to get that message that you've been waiting for. But having an understanding of that and acknowledging that that is the reality can help you to release this so that you can allow yourself to move forward and onto new things, onto new possibilities. This is, you know, this transformation that needs to happen. Nothing stays the same here. This is a need that, I mean, this is the Magician, so it's like you need to now use all this so that you can move forward and transform and change and have all the good new things here come in. But for some of you, this is the opposite. This is the other way around, needing to apologize here. Of now knowing what it is that information you have or what you've learned, and now implementing that. So what is this feeling transforming into? What is this feeling transforming? Move this down here. What is this feeling transforming into? The King of Cups in reverse, Scorpio energy. It's making you feel not emotionally, like you can't give away anything emotionally. It could be making you feel upset, disappointed. You could be feeling like an energy of It's just not good energies, especially if there's someone else here. You could be, if you're waiting on an apology here, perhaps for some of you, you could be starting to feel like disconnected here from your emotions. Like blah, you know, because the reality of that person just being who they are, and they're not going to transform, they're not going to change anytime soon. So you have to move on. You have to just forgive it and let it go. You have to release it. And I think that's really hard to hear, you know. I think that's really hard to just allow it to sink in, that that's the reality here. So you've been hesitating, you know, and completely allowing yourself to let go. And this can turn into not being able to understand your own self emotionally, being like the King of Cups can't offer his cup if he doesn't understand how he feels emotionally about something. There's this closed off energy. It could allow your heart to be closed off, you know. But this can also be not such good feelings that will be following you. And especially if this has something to do with something that didn't work out in the past that you're having to take another look at. I can definitely see that here as well. But looking at the good things that can come out of this and not so much the negative things here. Focusing on how it could work out, how it could go. Because especially if you're in this manifestation energy and you're thinking about all the negative things, it's like seeing that Page of Wands. He's the messenger of the good news, right? Coming down the street there. And you're looking at him and you're trying to read him and you're like, I don't know, he doesn't look good. I think this is bad news. Look at him. This doesn't look good. And you're reading into him like, I don't know what he said by that, but it doesn't sound good, you know, that kind of thing. It's like getting a text message, right? You can read, that's just the worst, because sometimes you can look at a text. I put this funny thing that I saw a while back on my Instagram about this, all the different signs of how they react to a text. And this guy was just, you could tell the conversation that they were having was completely different for each of them. And one of them was starting to get mad, and the other one was just being just being a friend, you know, just having a conversation. The other one was taking it in a different way. And so you may find yourself in the future, you could be taking things in a different way because you're not emotionally imbalanced. And this could be this result of this, but this could also be this experience as well. Like reading into things more and then being ready to fight somebody. And it's like, that's not even what they meant, you know? So that's something that can be there. It can also make you feel like it can drive you to feeling like you have to manipulate all the circumstances or the situation emotionally so that you feel safe. So this can look in the way of saying certain things to try to understand someone else without coming out and just asking them, because you're afraid of what they're going to say, you know, perhaps. So you kind of tiptoe around it. You manipulate that situation so you can get the information you need, but it may not necessarily be straight out, right? Deep Scorpio energy there with that deep emotional thinking there. So you're not going to feel balanced here. You know, this is what these feelings are making you feel, and this is what it's transforming into, is that it'll make you feel like you're not emotionally imbalanced with yourself. Okay. So if this is, by the way, because I'm feeling both here for some reason, for some of you, but if this is something new that you're being inspired, you want to do, or you want to change here, it's going to leave you with the lack of confidence that, yeah, like I said, if you're in the same position, same thing, you know, it can actually put you in a bad mood. It can change your mood. It can change how you interact with people around you, which in turn can change your whole life in a not the best way if you're walking around with the sour face on look on your face, you know, all the time. And this could be part of it as well, the way that it will transform into if you don't change things at this point. Okay, so let's look into that. Let's see, how can you rise above this? How can you rise above this? The Seven of Cups. This is about making a choice, rising above it, choosing something, making a choice. See, he's looking up at these cups, and these cups are representing different things that you think about or you dream about, different ways of things of going, different, like what I just got done talking about. This, you know, can be deception or a fantasy or reality or real love or real opportunity here, or opportunity that doesn't work out, you know, all these different things. But the point is that he has to choose something. You know, he has to choose something. And you're going from this Seven of Cups to the Eight of Cups, which is what you really emotionally need to detach or walk away from. And I think for some of you, in order to do that, it's either letting go of anticipating a apology or giving one. Or this is just not wanting to explore something of your past because it didn't work out the first time, you know, and there being procrastination or a halt for moving forward because of that. But looking at it again, you know, and knowing that you have to choose one of those cups to walk away from the past of what was. Nothing stays the same, right? Closing out a cycle. You have to choose one of those cups, regardless of knowing what's in it. You know, you have to choose something in order to get this emotional place detached from it, in order to move on from what you feel like is not good for you. On to the Nine of Cups, which is your happiness, what you really want to feel. So what does the new beginning look like if you can rise above this, if you can choose something here, if you can get past any kind of illusion of things and get past those anxieties and choose something? What does the new beginning look like? The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Wow. Well, this is about choosing yourself, doing something for yourself. This is what I don't think that you realize at this time. This is about doing what you need to do for yourself. So the Knight of Pentacles, he's the slowest moving knight, but he's so slow because he's so determined that he's going to do everything exactly the right way to get there. And he's the one that lasts. You know, the Knight of Pentacles is the one that will stay there because he's worked so hard to get to that point. And this, for some of you, is going to look in the way of recognizing that you already know how to, whatever it is that you may be going back to do, you're picking up where you left off there. For others of you, when he's in reverse, he's traveling, moving towards something he feels determined and this desire to do. And he's not paying attention to everyone else around him. When he's upright, he'll stop and help everybody on his path along the way. When he's in reverse, he knows that he needs to do what's best for himself, and he needs to get to focus and getting to where he needs to go. And he's actually counting money here. So for some of you, this may be something that you're needing to do for yourself that is entangled with your finances here, and that could be that new job thing where you may be worried about that, but you know that it would be better for you, it would be best for you, and then taking that leap and then seeing how you feel. Because you know what I think sometimes? If you were doing something that you did not like doing, and even if you got more for it, it just drag along, just drag along and drag along and drag along. But if you're doing something that you love to do, especially if it's something like an entrepreneur type thing, and you feel more passionate and desire for it, then you want to do that thing, then you're more capable of having more success, right? I feel like they're saying here, if you could go back to go forward, that it would be beneficial for you. But you have to focus on what's best for you. You have to focus on what you need to do for yourself. And I think that has a lot to do with detaching over something emotionally. For some of you, if this is something that you've desired to do and you're in this place, but you even though, you're trying to accomplish something, but it's not, you don't feel good about it. It just feels like boring. There's no desire there. There's no excitement there. And knowing you have to go backwards, and that's okay. The Knight of Pentacles takes a few steps back when he's in reverse because he feels like maybe he missed something there. This is part of this about your new beginning here, moving forward. Give me some more for that. Can I have a clarifier for that? The Tower. There's the death. There's the transformation. This may cause some upheaval. This may cause a Tower moment for you. And this is an awakening, by the way, the Tower. It represents waking you up. It could be a mistake that you've made in the past, for some of you. And it could just be waking up to the fact that you're not moving in the right direction and you need to shift that yourself. That is Scorpio energy. I told you I was feeling Scorpio energy. You have it here and here. Okay. So, what have you learned? What will you have learned through this? The Two of Pentacles in reverse. The choices that you make. Having options as well. This is what you're learning at this time, is to choosing things here for yourself. Feeling like something is not for you is something that's here as well. Knowing when to recognize that. Making decisions here out of... You could have caused a Tower moment here, perhaps, for some of you. And this is something that you now need to go back to and change. I can't help but... She's down here at the bottom, and she's looking up at the angel. And the angel's like, kind of like this, in a place to where looks like he's praying. And it's like he's asking for forgiveness, in a way for the Tower. But the Tower needed to come down. And thank gosh, she wasn't in the Tower when it was coming down. Sometimes we do things and there's a lesson behind when or why we did that. But I think the higher vision of it, it may go unnoticed or unseen by you, is that could have actually, you could have done that even if it wasn't a great thing. It could have actually kept you from something destructive happening that you couldn't see. You may have felt the need to do that. Spirit uses every tool they can. So they saw a lesson behind this for you as well. But it was also something that may have came down so that you could keep you from more chaos or more disaster. Does that make sense? Let's just say you're getting in the car and you go down the road and you get a flat, right? And that's a Tower, right? Oh, I have a flat. That sucks. Now I have to have all this stuff, go through all these hurdles to get to work, right? And then it's good. Your whole day is just going to, and that can mess up your whole week. All these different places our minds are crazy. It can go to, all these different things. But what if that happened because, and I said this kind of like this in pile 1, what if that happened because there was a accident of some sort in your path? you know, and Spirit had to make that happen so that you could avoid that. There was something here that maybe Spirit was trying to protect you from that was a bigger thing from what you were experiencing in the present moment. So the feelings, this is about forgiving yourself for those feelings or for whatever transpired here. We can definitely not apologize. I'm going to tell you this. You cannot apologize to anyone else unless you feel, or at least genuine apology, unless you feel apologetic. You know, and that's something that's here, but then having to forgive yourself for it. Right? That's not going to be everybody's story, but this could just be going back to something that could be an upheaval here for you. But that's part of a new beginning. When you decide this for yourself, and this is part of it too, deciding this for yourself could cause upheaval, big, heavy upheaval around you. And this is what maybe you've been trying to avoid. Tell me about the Two of Pentacles as far as the lesson. The Eight of Pentacles. This is about work here. Like I said, for some of you, this has to do with work. This is about what you put your time and energy into. What are you thinking? Like, what are you putting your time and energy into, and the options of that, and the reason why. And this could also be the choices that you make. And this has to do with yourself as well. You know, this is about your spiritual self-awareness and spiritual enlightenment here. I feel like you don't give yourself a lot of options. I feel like you may block yourself as far as a lesson. Like, I can only do it this way, or I can only do this one thing. They're saying that there are other options here, or you could have dropped the ball here on something as well. And this is a lesson in that. Give me one more. There's something I'm missing here. Give me one more. Can't quite see it. The Nine of Swords. Yeah. This card is so funny. The sheep are there in the background, but her sheep are going through a nightmare. And this may be something here as well. Anxiety keeping you from... This could be self-sabotage. Did I say that? I think I might have said that in the beginning. Because together you have 10 Pentacles there. So something that you really want, and you're having a hard time getting, or you just have a lot of sleepless nights about that. If that's the right thing for you, is that good for you? Should you do that? It's like you sabotage yourself before you even have an option. This is a very strange energy I'm feeling over here as far as a lesson goes. And it's a lesson to do with choices. And what it is that you put your time and energy and effort into. And for some of you, this has to do with what you've been working on, and then it's just not going anywhere, getting anywhere, or working out. And anxiety is a part of that. Fear, keeping yourself stuck, or you could just be worried about things not working out. This is heavy self-sabotage energy that I'm feeling over here. Like, it's the only thing that I can really see. I can't really see a whole lot past that, because maybe it's just because it's just different for everybody. I feel like these are all different situations. For some of you, they may resonate. Both stories may resonate, but it's about when you look at an option and you feel like, oh, it's just not going to work out, and it's just not going to proceed forward, or it's just not going to happen, you know, and you cut yourself off before you even get started. It's like you cut yourself out of a good thing. you may feel like you're always, like you always pull out of situations before they get really good. That's because you allow, your anxiety to get the best of you before the transformation happens. I kind of said that earlier with getting bored in a situation or things not coming together. And so you kind of go on to the next thing. This is a lesson behind that as well. Like you causing your own destruction along the way because you're afraid, you're trying to avoid some kind of chaotic thing from happening. This can also be a wound that you carry. If you've had a lot of traumatic experiences or things that happened in your life that were very sudden, or something big that was very sudden, you can actually self-sabotage by feeling like getting really nervous whenever something becomes important to you, or whenever something, you start to have emotions with something, because that fear of that pain, how it's going to feel through the swords when it doesn't work out, or when it, you feel that heartbreak, with the idea that could happen at any given moment because you've experienced it so suddenly and so traumatically, you tend to try to avoid that, even if you're putting yourself in not such a good place by avoiding it. Well, I just have this feeling that this is going to happen, so I need to drop this. I need to drop it. And there may have been something here an option, or something here that you had that you were thinking about, and then you just kind of dropped that idea altogether because you were worried about that chaos taking place. It's like the worst case scenario always wins right at the end and keeps you from that 10 of Pentacles that's here. That's self-sabotage. So you have to learn to allow things to unfold in a more natural way, or allow yourself to open up to possibilities outside of the worst case scenario. There's also a lot to do with healing. Your past can help so much with this, and things being out of your control, and what you can control and what you can't control. And I think for some of you, there are some things here with this Magician that they're saying that you actually have the control of this, whatever this is at this time where you are. You are in control of moving forward and making a choice, taking a direction, choosing something here, not allowing anxiety to keep you stuck from progressing or moving forward. And you have the Eight of Cups, yeah. I said the Eight of Cups right after that, at the bottom of the deck. So this is the overall energy, this Eight of Cups, and it's representing that being stuck emotionally, just physically. It's like, you're not supposed to be here, but you're just kind of stuck here. And the reason is because there's something here that needs to be fully looked at, fully healed, in order for you to move forward. And for some of you, this is releasing something. Having the awakening that you need to do what's best for yourself here. You need to do this because even if it's hard, it's the right thing, The Eight of Cups is going back to a situation in reverse that maybe even caused you some emotional upset, but needing to go back to that situation. Six of Cups in reverse. For some of you, this may be again, that's an energy of emotional baggage. For some of you, this may be a person from your past. And this could be just you holding on to that hopeful apology, from that person, and it's never happening. Or this is you that needs to make it. Take it however it resonates, but if you're out there and you're going, this person's just never going to apologize to me. They're never going to step up. They're never going to do it. I need to move on from this. This is killing me. This is, keep thinking about this, and it just makes me sad, and I need to move on from it. I need to get myself out of this place. I need to have this change, this transformation from this energy and move into something else. And for some of you, this is, God, I need to apologize. I need to apologize for that, or I need to step up, or I need to explore that again. I need to go back to that and figure out if that's, I feel like that might be what I needed. I felt really good doing that, you know. This is getting yourself emotionally into a better place, so you're not carrying that Six of Cups around, you know, that the sadness of what happened in the past, things not going in your favor there. So what advice do you have here, Spirit, for Paul 2 with this? Unknown territory. You are exactly where you need to be. You know, that's interesting because it says all new light, allow new light to shine on old darkness. So she's walking into the darkness there in the unknown territory. And this is such a similar message. But they're saying you're exactly where you need to be right now, even if it feels uncomfortable. You know, the anxiety isn't all, I mean, I feel like anxiety is a messenger for ourselves. It's telling our nerve system, you know, it's telling us something. It's telling us to, hey, pay attention. Like, why are you feeling this way? This is your alert. This is your signal. We're trying to ask why you're feeling this way. That's that Nine of Swords. Why are you feeling this way? Why is this something that keeps you up? Why is this something that still just tugs at you? Knowing that that feeling with that bird here, the bird's here, knowing that that feeling is something that's there for a reason. Why is it there? And it's, instead of feeling anxious, ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Why am I feeling this way? What is this feeling trying to call me towards? You know, you have to approach that anxiety just straightforward, or fear, just straightforward, and ask, why are you here? Why are you here? Is there something unsettled? Anything else? Follow travelers. Support is all around you. So not being too prideful is something I'm seeing here with this peacock. Not being too prideful, but knowing that there's support around you. You just have to, you know, and that's just the case too. Maybe you can't do this alone. It's something that you have to ask for help here with the Two of Pentacles. Maybe you don't have any other options but this. And this is saying, you know, ask others to support here. Support is around you at this time. Know that you're exactly where you're supposed to be because you have the supportive system that's around you. It's like that saying, you know, and I don't know if I'll get this exactly right. I usually do a horrible job at repeating things, but it's like that saying of the fisherman that's in the boat, and he asks God, you know, please help me, and these different things come along, you know, that try to give him some help, and he keeps saying, no, I'm okay, no, I can do it, no, I'm fine. And at the end he's like, man, you know, God, why didn't you help me? I called and asked for your help. And he's like, are you serious? I sent you all these things. You kept telling me you didn't need it. You know, it's like that here with the support is around you. But you have to, there's a storyline, and there's a lesson behind stepping up and getting past shame, perhaps. Feeling, you know, having integrity and doing what you know you need to do. It's what's best for you. Sorry guys, my son came in, so I had to stop for a second. So we're going to read your card here with the book. So, Kali, transformation. Kali with transformation. Okay. Nothing stays the same. Allow new light to shine on old darkness. Destruction is the way to transformation. You need to be willing to illuminate the parts of yourself that you find unfavorable in order to awaken. More importantly than what you are searching for is what you are avoiding. You hold the cards, and that's interesting where it says the more important than what you are searching for is what you are avoiding. So at this time, that's what they're saying here, is the most important thing is not looking beyond this, but what it is that you're actually avoiding here. And it could be the emotions as part of that, looking at yourself. Maybe some not so good parts about yourself. Maybe you've just been stuck on someone, and again, that apology or whatever, and you need to let that go and do what's best for yourself. But instead of searching for something to see if that's going to happen, knowing that what you're really avoiding here is closing that cycle out completely. You hold the cards, and avoiding unhappiness is not the key to happiness. This is that self-sabotage. I ask that you do not allow yourself to hide away. Embrace every aspect of your being. Yeah. If there's something here that has happened that you feel not very good about, or you feel like you've done something that's not great or wrong, or this is just forgiving yourself or forgiving yourself for being stuck perhaps for so long, and allowing yourself to move on past that, perhaps for some of you. It's almost like you need to embrace that part of you. It's kind of what I said before about maybe you're in that place at that time and you were causing a tower, but it was also Spirit's way of helping you to avoid something, like that flat tower. Okay, we have to make sense of things mentally. When we're in the manifestation energy, we have to make sense of things mentally, and kind of having a faith in how things turned out or the reason behind it, so that we can move forward. Okay, so I'm going to get some initials. Also that we can change things. It said that you have the cards in your hand, and that's the Two of Pentacles there, but it's in reverse, So it's like you have the card, you have the choice, you have the direction that you can take right there. Look, we have way in the bowl. W-A-Y. It can go your way. Now, I always hear that song whenever I say that in my head. Go your own way. We have C and an M. So we have W and M. We have I. So Cami is here. I don't know if that's a name or what, but I do see that. Cami. Or Cam. Or y'all. Which I like to say. I do live in Texas. That is a word here. You have the the whale's tail. So going with the flow, or needing to, the whale, he can make big waves, right? So it's like, sometimes you need to do that for yourself. You need to make your own way. You need to make your own way. And then you have the thimble, which is representing protection. Having a false sense of protection is something that's here as well. Because even if you're not doing something because you feel like you're just trying to protect yourself, it can actually be hurting yourself, like self-sabotage, more than actually protecting yourself here. Yeah. Okay. It can also represent a kiss, like Wendy. So you could be doing something to protect yourself as well. So this is the mannequin here. Your body image may be something here, or the image that you put out there, that you're trying to put out there, perhaps. not allowing people to see the real you, something that's there, or you're just worried about how something looks, worried about how you look, how a situation looks, how you look to someone else, you know, especially if there's an apology thing here. But again, doing what's best for you. Okay. All right, guys, I don't see anything else, so I'm going to leave you here. And we have Yam in the bowl, so there you go. Maybe that's important. And Mike, maybe you have the mic. You have the mic right now to speak. Okay, guys, now I'm leaving you here. So thanks so much for being here. Thanks for all your love and your support and all your kindness, of course. And I hope to see you guys soon. Bye. Hey, pile 3. So if you chose Mazu, which is integrity, she is the patron saint, patron goddess of the sea. And it says, remember what you stand for, especially when no one is looking. So this card is beautiful. They all are. I love these so much. I'm so grateful to Marina. See how pretty it is? Okay. And then also you'll have the Tarot of the Divine here. So I feel like with remember what you stand for, especially when no one's looking, it's like knowing that you need to maintain a sense of what it is that you believe in for yourself, whether there's people around you that disagree or not, you know, but doing it for yourself. So it doesn't matter if there's someone watching you, if there's someone looking at you, but continuing to be in the same person, in the same energy and authentic to who you are internally is important here. I feel like there's something about integrity here. For some of you, you may have been around certain people that you feel as if there's a difference in speaking up for yourself and protecting yourself. And I think that you may be around certain people where you kind of shy away from speaking up for yourself or what it is that you believe because you're protecting yourself from having to experience something from others. So you could just kind of go along with what others are doing or go along with what others are saying. And it's saying that to remember what it is that you stand for. And especially when no one's looking, you know, when no one is looking, who are you? What do you believe in? What do you want? What do you enjoy? This is, I feel like, I know it says integrity, but I am feeling a lot of authenticity here. So being authentic to who you are leads to integrity, you know, having integrity in yourself. For some of you, I think this has something to do with people around you. Okay. Well, good grief. This tarot is not wanting to shuffle for me here today. Gotta get it warmed up here. I already shuffled yesterday when I was laying everything out and getting ready. But I guess it just, look at that, 5 of Pentacles in reverse. It's like, takes it some time to warm up. Okay. So we're going to do a 7-card spread with this. And we're going to start with, what are you feeling right now, currently? What are you feeling right now? Only protecting what you feel like is right. That's something that's here. Not because someone else feels like it's right that's next to you, but doing it because you feel like it's right. You may ruffle some feathers here with something. As I say that, the Queen of Pentacles just comes out. Well, we're going to have to cover her up. She's got all her business out. So So this is about how you're feeling right now. So I feel like you're feeling strong right now. I feel like you're feeling abundant and independent. You're feeling stable. I think that's the most important thing here. You feel stable. And it's funny too, because she has a knee up and she has a knee up and she's sitting on this tree. She's on the rock, but they're both representing stability. So it could have to do with what you're investing in at this time. You feel really good about it. You feel stable about it. You feel like you're transforming, or you're creating something here for yourself. The Queen of Pentacles is Taurus energy for me. It can be Capricorn and Virgo as well. But it's about, you know, she feels very comfortable where she's at. She's worked really hard to get to that place. And this could have to do with your integrity here for some of you, of what you believe in and who you are, and not letting anyone else kind of mess with that. You have an 8 of Wands here in reverse, which is delaying communication. For some of you, you could be delaying communication about something that is laying on your heart, right? Something that you feel stable, but there's a delay in something to do with how things are moving forward, or the stability here within yourself. There's a delay here, I feel like, for some of you, maybe in your stability, perhaps. Okay, well, these cards are just wanting to fly all out. We have the Chariot, Cancer energy. I'm going to take it. Delaying forward progress, because you may be afraid to communicate something here to someone. Taking control of, Page of Swords here just showed up. Yeah, again, this is a card of not being honest. Instead of being honest, you're keeping your peace here and maybe just keeping your mouth shut. But you may be faced with doing something that you don't believe in. You may be faced with this is just being open and honest about what it is that you want. What it is that your morals here. What it is that you value. Just being honest with yourself about that. And then expressing it, speaking about it. It could have to do with gossip around you too. Other people kind of gossiping around you and staying strong in that. Maintaining a sense of doing what's best for you here. For some of you, it could be delaying doing what's best for you or what's for your highest good because you're afraid of outside influences of gossip or what other people might think or say. This is an interesting energy. So let's see what. So why am I feeling this strong? So why is pile 3 feeling this so strongly? The 4 of Wands in reverse. You may have had some kind of upheaval of some way. There could be just a lack of peace with where you are fully, or how things are. This could have to do with a marriage for some of you, like a breakdown in a union, or this could have to do with an event or something not coming together in the way that you wanted, or just something not turning out in your favor, you know, that you feel like you've planned for and it didn't go well, or you've done something here that you feel like outside people may have a lot to say about it or would, and it could be keeping you stuck. I don't feel such a negative energy with you guys, like there's some kind of huge blockage or something like that. I think that you're actually in a position to where you are very strong here. You are in this energy of being stable. I feel like you're kind of ignoring at this time other people. For some of you, if not, this is the energy that you're becoming into. Like you're ignoring others for what others are saying. Or you're trying to get to that place. having integrity within yourself and your needs and what you need. Even if something didn't come together in the way that you want, or you're in a place to where you feel a little bit shaky here about your foundation or your safety. Because, you know, we are talking about the patron goddess of the sea. She protects all the people that are on the sea, all the sailors and the fishermen and everyone. And that's what she does. And it's like that you may be in this place to where you're trying to protect your emotions from everyone else outside of you, you know, what everyone else has to say about everything. And its reason it's so strong is because wherever you are, you may not feel exactly safe. Like you may be may feel like you're on in the frying pan, you know, you're up for judgment from others in some kind of way. Like a lot of people are going to have something to say about this, or a lot of people talk a lot of crap about me, or, you know, and there's a lack of peace with that. It could just be that you just don't feel comfortable yet quite where you are, and that's why this is coming into play, why this is becoming part of your focus. So how can you rise above this feeling? And for some of you, this may have to do with you're feeling this way because you're not at peace. You're not at peace with where you are, how things are going. So it's causing some fear of judgment around you. You may have people around you that are hoping that you fail, you know, hoping that you fail. And if you're not moving forward, or you haven't made a lot of progress on something because you're trying to right now focus on how you feel and getting yourself into a balanced place, and other people are talking smack about that, you know, or you're afraid of other people's opinions there. You may be trying to also block others out in their opinions as well. Trying to figure out what you feel comfortable with, what you feel safe with. So how can you rise above this? I want one more for that Four of Wands, please. Can I have one more for the Four of Wands in reverse? For some of you, this is a lack of communication, and you're unclear about if maybe there's going to be some sort of reunion or not, and you're needing to do what's for your highest good here and move on past this energy because you know that it's something that's bringing you a lack of peace and harmony. Tell me more about the Four of Wands in reverse. Smack dab there, didn't it? Look at that. Knight of Wands. Okay, so I touched on this a little bit in pile 2, but it could be that you're having to come to a realization that someone is not possibly who you thought they were. There's still a lack of peace within that. This Knight of Wands, it could be a player energy, someone that came in very hot and heavy and left very quickly. Someone that was just there for a good time and not a long time, that can look at that. This could even look in the way of you yourself, you know. You feel really good about something and you tell everybody about what you're going to do and all this other stuff, but then it doesn't come together, and now you're worried about what other people are saying about that. You know, that could be part of it as well. Or other people's influence. This is about integrity here, okay? Remember what you stand for and what you've wanted out of this here. And if this is someone you're trying to release yourself from, it's because it's so strong, because you're having a hard time facing the fact that this person could have just been this person. This person could have just been there for, you know, to use you in some kind of way and then leave. The reality of that is here. Facing the reality of that. This person doesn't want a relationship. They could just be a player, you know? They could be liking to explore others. And this could be a relationship you're in, and knowing that you're not satisfied or happy with that. Because you have integrity here, and you know, this is not the kind of relationship that you want. So how can you overcome this? How can I release this feeling for pile 3, Spirit? How can they release this feeling? They're asking, How can they release this feeling? The Nine of Cups in reverse. Well, when you're not happy with how things are going, you change it. If you're not satisfied with how things are, it may feel uncomfortable. Understanding that this is not what you want either. For some of you, having that realization that you aren't happy. This is not making you happy. This person's not making you happy. This union that possibly is not happening is not making you happy. You know, thinking about this person in this way is not making you happy. You know, this is something that knowing that this is something that maybe wouldn't have made you happy either. It wouldn't have given you what you wanted. And possibly for people around you or wherever you are, being okay with knowing that, yeah, you know, I went and told everybody I was going to do this and it was going to be this, but then it's not the way that I thought it was. I guess I'm not happy with doing that like I thought. That can be here for some of you, but I feel like a lot of you, this has to do with someone that's cut off communication here. We have the Eight of Wands and the Page of Swords for your feelings. And you're trying to find stability in that, understanding that you have integrity here. So this is like, I'm not messaging you, or I'm not coming towards you because you don't feel like that's fair, right, or just. You know, you have faith in if it doesn't come together, it's not meant to, or trying to have faith in it. But again, how do you release this? Well, knowing that this did not bring you happiness. You know, especially if this is a relationship, a home, environment, whatever this is. With the Four of Wands, it can be people around you, you know, an event, a time, a location, something, whatever this is. Did it bring you happiness? Was it something your heart was, in? And it's a relationship and your heart was in that. But was that relationship, did it bring you excitement and happiness and joy and made you feel good and comfortable and safe? Did it make you feel safe? Did whatever that was make you feel safe? Because I think that here for you guys is one of the most important things. And having integrity and knowing when you feel safe in a situation and when you don't. When you feel like that you're satisfied and happy there or you're not. And remembering what it is that you stand for, what you want, what you feel like you deserve. Was this person or this ever going to really satisfy you or give you what it is that you deserve or wanted? Recognizing that and knowing when to move forward. Being realistic and honest with yourself with that. So what is this feeling turning into? Because if you're sitting in a place where you're not happy with how someone else is, you're looking at someone else in a negative way, or you're looking at someone else as where you're just having to see that person for who they really are, just coming to grips with that person was just, playing you, That Nine of Cups in reverse is knowing that you're unhappy, sitting there and needing to release that sadness that you feel because of it. So what is that feeling of that turning into, knowing that? What is that feeling of that turning into? The Six of Wands in the reverse. So there could be some doubt that's creeping in here about whether or not you can have success, whether or not, especially lack of recognition is here, okay? So someone else not giving you what you deserve, you feel like there's a lack of recognition in your worth and value. And that can lead to a lot of insecurities, carrying into relationships. And it could just be that person in you, it's just not what they wanted, or that's just not what you needed. And understanding that, if someone's not giving you what it is that you want. You may be at different levels, you may be in different places, you may want different things, you know? But if someone's not giving you what it is that you want, and there's a lack of peace because you want to move away from that, but having integrity in yourself and being honest with yourself about that place not making you happy, you have to give yourself that recognition. Like if you're not happy in somewhere, you're not satisfied somewhere, you have to allow yourself to be honest and recognize that within yourself, and not feeling like you're letting anyone else down. You know, but knowing that I need to do this. And the ones that are mature and understand that will look at you and say, if this is what you need to do, if this is how you really feel. And they won't try to force or push anything on you. They may try to understand, but they definitely won't force or try to put anything on you. And that could be a lesson within themselves as well, you know, that they need to learn. But this is making you move towards feeling like you won't be successful. And if this is definitely something that you've went and told everybody you're going to do, and it's not coming out, and you're just, you know, like, here I came, running my mouth, and it's not coming together and what I wanted, and you're not happy like where you were, you're not satisfied with things the way they are, feeling that lack of success, that you didn't win, you know, you didn't win at that, and having to kind of feel that pressure of that as something that's here. But knowing that that's okay. Because we go through those periods where, you know what, that just didn't work out like I thought it would. Well, okay, I guess it wasn't meant for me. On to the next thing. And I know that sounds, I say it like it's easy, and I know it's not. So, how can you rise above this? How can they rise above this? Especially if there's some kind of failure in this, or a lack of recognition, like you never got the recognition that you deserved in a relationship or something like that. Having integrity, and this is a job, I never got the recognition that I deserved in that job, but having integrity here regardless. So how can they rise above this for pile 3? How can they rise above this? The Knight of Swords. Taking action here, quick action here. Being honest. This is integrity as well. Moving towards what you feel like is the right thing. Taking action to move towards what you feel like is right, what you stand for. Even if nobody else is watching you, act like nobody's watching you. Just do it. Just do what you feel. How they say, dance like nobody's watching. Because it's for you. It's for you. It's for how you bringing that sense of enjoyment in life, living life. It's for you to feel good. Doing what you need to do for you to feel good, you know, and not allowing other things to hold you back. So what else? What would this new beginning look like? If they can overcome this, rise above this, what can the new beginning look like for pile 3? The Two of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel like you wouldn't be juggling things the way that you are now, perhaps. I feel like you wouldn't be feeling like you have too much going on. You could have some. It'd be easier for you to make options, is take direction and make options and act on those as well. Make choices as well. It would be easier for you to make choices. If you just got to stick to this, right? And, you know, sometimes it's like, I know this sucks. Either thinking about somebody in a way you didn't want to, or feeling like something is not what you thought it was, you know, or whatever. And having that lack of peace with that foundation not ever coming together in the way that you really had intentions for it to. But feeling it's not right, And it's not right for you to stay stuck around in something where you feel like you're not getting your worth or your needs or your met in some kind of way, and it's not going to be successful, or you're not going to get that recognition. Knowing all of that and then saying, okay, regardless of how this influences this person or everyone else, I have to be honest and true to myself. I have some integrity here within myself, and I need to do what I need to do. I need to stand up for what I believe and what I want and act on that. And this is how you get through life easier and more of a flow, is coming and facing a decision, knowing yourself well enough, you know which decision's right for you, and you need to do what's best for you here. That chariot energy, moving your chariot towards what's for your highest good, and taking action and moving forward with that. So let's see what you've learned, which I think I pretty much said. Okay, we have 3 cards that just came out. You have Justice in reverse at the bottom of the deck. So you may feel like you're having to work through an injustice. Work through this injustice in some kind of way. So what have you learned? You have a 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Again, an independent energy here, doing what's best for you. You have a King of Cups in the reverse. That's Scorpio energy there. And a 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, if something, this is the lesson in this. This is the lesson behind this. If you feel like something's unjust or not balanced or not fair, facing it dead on, following your emotions of not feeling exactly right here with this King of Cups in reverse. And if you're not satisfied, even if it's something that you feel like you should be satisfied, and why am I not happy with this? I should be happy with this, but you don't feel happy with it, you know, or you don't feel like it's gonna, I could be waiting on this forever and it never comes together and I'll always be sad. You know, that kind of energy's there. Knowing that this is not going to work out. Look at that. 10 of Pentacles in reverse is an upheaval. I mean, it's a significant change that takes place. And it's like when you spend a lot of time and energy and effort into something, and you've grown it and you've built it and you've had a long time there, and this is someone that's been in your life forever, you know, or something like that. Or you just spend a lot of time on this, and it's what you've always wanted to have. But then you have it and you're not happy with it. Or you never get that, you know, it's not going to be your 10 of Pentacles. Like, I just know this is not where I'm meant to be. You know, I can't see the end game here. I can't see this coming together. Not where things are now. And it's silly for me to sit here and wait. It's only causing me upheaval and stress and unhappiness. I need to get myself into a balanced place here. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to put some of these. So the lesson that you've learned here is, even if you have everything that you need, but you're not happy, you're not satisfied, understanding that you have the control to get your emotions into a well-balanced place, even if it causes some kind of uproar, even if it causes some kind of, you have to go backwards to get to moving forwards, you know? Even if it's about letting something go that you've spent a lot of time with. Grounding. Go deep, explore your roots. So this is about grounding yourself. Now, you've been through this unjust. You feel like you've reached some kind of balance. You feel like you understand why things happen the way they did, or at least enough to know that you're not happy with being stuck here or where you are. Knowing the lesson behind the recognition, recognizing when you feel that way and acting on that. And now grounding that into your everyday, grounding that into your life, grounding that into the decisions that you make. Exploring what it is that you truly desire is a huge lesson from this. And knowing when it's not meant for you, and not wasting time, you know, on something that is not coming together. Discovering truth. You stand in the light of truth. Yeah. See, it's about knowing what direction that you need to take. You know that now. You know what direction that you should be moving in. You know what direction that you should be taking. There's nothing left here to explore, to try to figure out. Even if there's someone here and you're like, where are they? Like, what are they doing? You're spying on them, or you're getting readings about them. It's keeping you in a place to where you're stuck. You're stuck here. And until you realize that, and you realize, holy cow, I need to get myself out of this. This doesn't feel good. And you see yourself in such a good way, like integrity in who you are and what your value is, and recognizing that within yourself and making those choices and taking action to move towards what you do feel grounded and safe in. Okay. Fogged in is at the bottom of the deck, which is interesting. Go slow and take time. And that's here. She's the goddess of the sea. So and here you have this sail ship here, and it's like they're telling you, if things seem a little foggy and you can't see very clearly, there's a reason behind that. It's saying to go slow and take some time. You don't have to make significant changes quickly. You don't have to just drop something completely, or give yourself some time here. Give yourself some time to take up for yourself. Give yourself some time to acknowledge when you have integrity within yourself about something that's not pleasing you or deserving of you. Give yourself some time to actually implement now moving forward. You're going to make mistakes. Of course, we all do. That's what lessons are. But taking those and then doing what you know that is best, moving forward with that. And it's something that you may have to keep going back to, especially if it has to do with the decision about a relationship here, someone that you're trying to release that's not coming together. It's like, I know that's not good for me to keep staying stuck in that false reality, that narrative that I'm telling myself. I need to change the direction of the narrative here for me. But you can take your time at doing that, because you're learning about what it is that you want moving forward, right? Okay, so let's read integrity. You learn as you go. Learning about yourself as you go, and maybe you've always been someone that has, and this may not be for everybody, but maybe you've always been someone that has always looked towards others, like doing things for others, like her, like the goddess of the sea here. She's always trying to protect others, so maybe you've always been in that place, and then nobody ever really gave you the recognition of that you feel you deserve, and maybe it's because those people weren't supposed to be aligned with you. If they can't recognize their own worth or value, they're not going to be able to see that within you, or how they need to cherish what it is that you have to offer. Okay. Remember what you stand for, especially when no one is looking. Do you know who you are at the core? Allow the true essence of your soul to shine through your physical exterior. Stand strong in your convictions, even when others may not support you. The choice that is right for you can only be determined by you. That's exactly correct. Especially if someone's trying to convince you of doing something and you're like, I don't know. Understanding that, I feel like, is really important here. I stand behind you, pushing you gently forward, urging you to acknowledge your truths. It is within you to shine a light upon shadows that are overlooked, to aid in the collective awakening, to be a pillar for those who seek guidance and understanding. Stay true to yourself and to your values. Yeah. And that's another thing, You know, we allow other people's opinions, and that could look in the way of the Two of Pentacles there. Other people's opinions here to affect our own happiness. And this is something I've learned. When I first started doing these, you know, I would get comments every now and then from others. And not great comments, of course. I think we all get them. But it used to affect me, and now it doesn't at all. Now sometimes I even laugh about it and just go on, you know. Because I began to realize that, why do I care? Why would I care? I mean, there's people in my life that I do care about their opinion. People that are close to me, that are important to me, that matter to me. That really matter to me. But why would I care about somebody that's across, you know, way across the world from me, or really far away? I know nothing about. Couldn't pick them out of a crowd. That kind of energy. It's like, why would I care what they're saying? You know what I mean? Don't take things so much to heart. If someone is here in your life and they're telling you that they can, like, what they have is what's going to make you happy, that they can make you happy, well, that's going to make you happy. Whatever that is, this isn't going to resonate for everybody. Pay attention to that and how you feel. Because what they feel like may make you happy may not. You know, it may not be what you want. It may be great, but it may not be for you. And if you can learn to recognize that, then you can really go far within your life and really make things happen for yourself. Really find yourself in a happy place. Because you know you. And you know, nope. I mean, I think that you're great, but it's not for me. You know, or I think that it's not something I know that would make me happy in the long run, you know. So you have the Two of Cups. Oop. Maybe dropped a relationship there. So you have the Two of Cups. So that's a soul contract partnership, and this could be part of a lesson here. Understanding that someone's not going to be who you want them to be, something that's there as well. You know, if you've been waiting for that reunion here with that Four of Wands in the reverse, and it's not been happening for you, and you're having to understand that that person is just who they are. And they weren't, you know, ever in love with you. They didn't ever want to really, truly give to you. They didn't recognize your worth or your value. And you never are going to get that recognition that you wish that you could get, so that you could end this and clear this out and move forward. But sometimes you just have to understand that that was a relationship or a partnership, that was a contract that needed to play out so that you yourself could find integrity and know your worth, right? So we have some heavy energy. We have the Knight of Pentacles here. So again, that moving slowly, go slow, take time. Even if it's making a choice, you know, and if someone's rushing you, then there's your answer, right? If someone's rushing you to make a choice, then that could give you your answer. But if it's a relationship, right? But knowing that sometimes you need time to figure things out in your head, to understand what action you want to take or what direction you want to take. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of time. It's saying, give yourself time. You don't have to do anything quickly. Just give yourself time to let go. Give yourself time to release. And you have the Whale's Tail here. So that is about going with the flow of things. Doing what's best for you, you know, even if you're making other people uncomfortable, or you're making ripples, you know, as you go. But with others, knowing that you need to do what you feel like you need to do here. You have the Cross, so you may be going against other beliefs, perhaps, or outside of tradition, even. Like, maybe you don't want a traditional relationship, or you may feel like you have a lot of responsibilities right now. You have the Scorpio with the Scorpion here, and this is about transformation here. knowing when to close a cycle out, knowing when then you need to transform something or change something. You have the bunny rabbit here, so you know, it's funny because it's like being in a hurry. The rabbit and Alice in Wonderland, he's always in a hurry to get to where he needs to be, and one of the reasons is because he's afraid he's going to get in trouble with the queen. He doesn't want to miss being on time. But yeah, and this has to do with that too. Like, some of you may be afraid that you're going to miss out, you know, so you're worried about making the wrong decision. Maybe it's moving on from something. But this is saying that slow down and take time. So you have the Pegasus here, which always reminds me of Aquarius energy. But it's about being free, you know, and being open to possibilities, to other things out there, exploring other things. You have D, V, and O, DVO. VOD. Alright guys, I'm going to leave you here. It's not very many initials, but there you go. I got to go. My kids are up now. I got up really early to do this, and I promised them pancakes and bacon, so we're going to go make that happen. But thanks guys for being here. Thanks for all your love and all your support and all your kindness, of course. And I hope to see you guys soon.